and gentlemen, welcome to episode 159 of Petey's Awesome Guest Panel. Now, before we introduce tonight's iconic name, I would like to introduce tonight's co-host for this evening, all Power Ranger fans. First off, representing More for Time Fitness, Mr. Rob Dunnan. Welcome, Robbie.
What's up, everybody? Always good to be here. Michael, thanks for coming on, spending some time with us. Much appreciated.
My pleasure.
Very cool. Also joining us tonight, we have returning Miss Janine Higuchi.
Hi, everyone. Nice to be here again. Thanks for the invite, Petey.
Always a pleasure to have you. And also joining us tonight, welcome back, Miss Ann Lee.
Hey, everyone. Let's have a fun show.
Hey.
Hi, Mike.
Hi,
Have some
Ann.
fun. Hello.
When did you pop in?
Before you.
Oh, I just didn't see you.
I'm so short.
Oh, good to see you.
Tonight we welcome back a very special guest star, a wonderful human being, and we've had Alien Rangers nonstop this week with guest stars, and we're gonna bring back a gentleman who is a good friend of mine, and he's a wonderful human being. He is the star of Mighty Morphin, Alien Rangers, and Young Tommy himself. Welcome back, Mr. Michael Gotto. Welcome back, Mike. How are you today, man?
Thank you so much. I'm doing great. So glad to be here with you all.
So glad to have you. Like I said before, we had LaShawn Davis on yesterday, and we actually have one of the questions we have for you is actually from LaShawn. So it was actually a question I had for LaShawn, but LaShawn couldn't, like, she wanted me to ask this question to you in return.
Okay.
So
let's
the question
go for it.
was, because she was only in 2 episodes, and Rob, Janine, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Mike, correct me if I'm wrong here, but she was only in 2 episodes, which was A Hog's Day Afternoon Part 1 and 2. Am I right on that? Was that the last 2-part episode for Alien?
That sounds
You are correct.
but I'd have
That sounds correct.
I'd have to trust but verify.
Okay. Well, the question she had for you, and you would have more knowledge about this than her because she actually asked me to ask this, and that is, could you recall any memories that you had shooting from inside the command center?
Oh yeah, definitely. The second season that I did the show, which was season 3, we got to be in the command center actually quite a few times. And I remember shooting with the Alien Rangers inside there. And then, of course, my castmates, the other young Rangers. One memory in particular was looking at Zordon just high up in the sky. Obviously, he wasn't there. It was a blue screen. But I remember thinking, wow, this is so cool. I get to talk to Zordon in the command center. That is the coolest thing.
So, Mike, what was a typical day for you on the set, and how did you prepare?
Okay. Well, they would give us our sides, as they're called. They're the lines that you're gonna film the following day. They would give those to us the night before on our way out. So I would practice at night and on the way in early in the morning to set. Once I would get to set, I would go and order my breakfast at the food truck. Something I really looked forward to. And then I would
The now famous food truck, according to Steve Andrino. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, so would get into costume after that in the dressing room, and then make sure I was ready to head into hair and makeup. So I'd sit in the chair and someone would do my hair, and then either the same person or someone else would do my makeup. And I remember my favorite part of the makeup portion was they gave you like chapstick, but it was flavored, and I got to pick which flavor it was, and so that was always fun. And then after that, if it wasn't time to film, we would, because we were children, we would have to go to school on set, and they had a teacher there for us. So we'd go to school, work on the class or the homework that our teachers would give our parents, and the teacher on set would help us with that, and until it was time to be called to set. And then once we were called to set, then it was time to get to our marks and run through the scene, and then film until we were done with the schedule for that day.
Oh, very cool. And before we get to our next question, Mr. Gotto, I'd like to welcome also joining, now that we finally see him, Mr. Dan Romano has joined us. Welcome,
Hey,
Dan.
Pete, thanks for having me.
Good to have you, man.
Man.
Welcome back.
Hey, bud.
We all,
Hello.
Hey, Mike. Hey.
Robbie and I were actually asking about you the other day. Robbie was asking, when is Dan gonna come on? It's like when Dan is able to come on, he can.
Yeah, me and Dan had a blast together in Atlanta.
Yeah,
An absolute blast.
Dan
it was
is
great hanging with you, Rob. We had a good time.
Dan
Yeah,
is
we
such a
did.
good guy. Hey
And
Dan,
Mike, we had fun too.
I know we did, especially at the dinner. Hey, I love your sweatshirt, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, like that.
Nice.
You know what,
Yeah,
Dan?
that's
Dan,
awesome, dude.
Sweet.
Dan,
Never
Dan
forget.
always comes to represent.
he's always styling. He's always styling, my man. Dan, do you have a question that you want to ask Mike?
Uh, well, so a lot of the stuff I wanted to ask when I asked that Ranger stuff, but
You can ask
you know
anything you
what's
want,
there
man.
is something interesting I can show really quick. I'll grab it. Michael, appreciate this. Mike,
That's
did they ever give you these from Starlight Studios, the Arrowhead?
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, cool.
I have one. Mike, you gave him one, right?
Mhm.
I used to have some of those at my table. I've run out of them, but yeah, that is a special piece for sure.
Oh yeah. Is it great? The Sowing the Seeds of Evil, that's I think I told you this at Ranger stuff, but it's one of my favorite episodes just ever made. It's so great.
Thanks so much, man. That means a lot.
Good
I have
stuff.
mine too,
Plus the White
actually.
Ranger cut, I got that back there.
Nice.
Hey, and we both got
Dan, put yours together. We'll form like a superpower thing going.
Seriously.
Wait, how does it work?
And you look like that photo on the screen too.
Dan, I'm gonna have to sign yours.
Oh, that'd be so cool. I'd love that. And I
And-
got the White Ranger cutter here too. I'd love if you would sign that too. I should have brought that. Well, either way, next time I see you, I'll bring it. Because Jason sign. I have it here. It's Jason sign.
Do you want to show the audience? Yeah, I don't know if everyone knows about this one. I not only did I get the honor of playing young Tommy, but I also had the honor of playing
Oh, I
young,
have.
young Jason David Frank on that video, the White Ranger Kata video. So they
You can
went.
see yourself right
wow.
there.
That's where I am. Yeah, when he would
Cool.
think back to his times learning karate with his sensei, and it would be me practicing and learning how to do all the moves. So.
Good stuff,
It's
man.
so great. I still work out to it too.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Hmm Oh
Dan,
yeah.
How long is the video?
It's 50 minutes.
Okay.
Well, that's a pretty good length.
Good length. It's almost an hour. It's
That's
like
a
literally an
long
hour.
time.
You know, Mike, want to know something weird? Or I mean, people might think it's weird, but now people do the ice baths and ice plunges. I've done the White Ranger kata in the snow before.
Wow.
Oh,
How was
nice.
that?
Just for fun, because I wanted to. But I'm weird like that.
How many people can say that?
Miss Lee.
I don't know. I'm different, Mike, but thank you.
Miss Lee, your first question for Mr. Gotto.
Okay. How did you approach playing young Tommy, and what was your interpretation of the character? Because I know you were like a kid, so I'm a Power Ranger, or what did you think when you came onto the set?
Yeah. So the first season I did the show, I don't know how many people know this, but I hadn't seen Power Rangers when I got the part, so I didn't know fully what to expect, nor did I know how huge the show was at the time. We just didn't watch it. We played outside a lot, and so going into, I knew martial arts, of course, and so that part of it, was natural. But I had to kind of watch JDF as I was moving in, and they were shrinking into kids. I had to watch his mannerisms and just kind of see how he would do things. And then, of course, after the first two episodes, I got to watch more of the show and know more of the character. And then when they brought us back for more episodes the next season, I think I had more of the character down. But yeah, just walking in, and that next season, I understood the magnitude of the show at that point. So and since then, because here we are, 31 years later, talking about it. It's awesome.
Pretty wild.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Mr. Gucci, your first question?
To piggyback off of that question, did you have any input in portraying young Tommy?
I guess they just kind of allowed me to have a lot of autonomy to make him my own. I think as long as I was mirroring Tommy, Jason David Frank, they were good with it, and so um, I don't think I ever had a director or producer come up and say, you know what, we need to change up what you're doing. They seemed to be okay with how I was approaching the character.
Nice.
Yeah.
Huh. And I gotta ask you too, like, you filmed, I believe there was 10 episodes of Alien Rangers. Am I right on that one? Were there any particular scenes or episodes that you remember shooting that were like that were like it was like an obstacle, like it was very difficult, or no, there was no issues at all?
Um. No, I don't think there was anything too difficult. There might have been times like out on the sand when the wind would pick up, or in the dirt, the wind would pick up, and then you'd get dirt in your eyes and in your mouth a little bit. um, but other than that, no, I mean, it was just so much fun. Like, it didn't feel like work, right?
Ah,
It's like I could keep doing this all day, every day, um, and not have a worry in the world.
I'm so glad to hear that because when we had LaShawn on last night, she talked about like there was only one issue that affected her like during the shooting though, and that was the temperature, like the weather though, because she was talking about like, and Rob knows about
Oh
this
yeah,
too, like how like she
big
was
time.
very limited with like her wardrobes, like she had like like a short, I mean not a short dress, but she had like a light dress on, and then they had to film in the cold weather, and all she ever wanted was a jacket, and I don't think they ever gave her a jacket.
Yeah, they basically told her to suck it up. That's what
um,
she said.
that reminds me, if you recall the carnival scene in season 3 where they had just shrunk into kids again. We It was a really hot day, and so I remember they had a lot of background actors there, and poor thing, like everyone was hot and sweaty, but they would have the um, production crew with umbrellas on us because we had to film, and so we couldn't be all sweaty. So they were constantly bringing us water. They had the umbrellas on us in between takes just to take care of us.
I don't know if I asked this question or not on the last interview we did though, but I was curious to know because LaShawn I mean, we talked about this last night when we had we were talking about the catering scene in Power Rangers though, and then we know Power Rangers is a huge production company, and I was just curious to know like what was your experience like in the catering scene at Mighty Morphin, and did you have a particular favorite meal in catering?
Catering scene, remind me a little bit more about
Well, no, I mean in general, like production, because I know like off screen, like the product,
that.
like catering, like craft services.
Oh yeah. Well, for me, it was awesome because craft services is a table of goodies and snacks and like donuts and candy and stuff, all stuff you shouldn't eat all the time. But as an 11 and 12-year-old, I was like, this is sweet. And then, funny enough, the very first day of filming for us, the catering truck broke down for breakfast or on the way to breakfast, and so someone from the production crew went to McDonald's and got a bunch of sausage egg McMuffins and hash browns. So that was my first meal ever on the set. And so because of that, every day following, I talked about ordering breakfast. The catering truck would make me a sausage egg McMuffin.
Wh- Which one was better, the McDonald's or like the catering truck?
um, wow, that's a good question. Ooh, they were pretty close. They were pretty close. Yeah.
Both good qualities.
Yeah.
At least now you know the one on the catering stuff's being made correct. At least you had
It
know
was
that.
Oh,
it was
that's true.
fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they got to know me so much that I just had to walk up and they're like, it's almost ready.
I
That's
have to,
awesome.
I have to ask you too, sir, because like you were involved in a lot of fight scenes in Power Rangers, though, and I just wanted to ask, like, curious to know too, like, how did you prepare yourself in scenes like that involve like a dramatic or even intense scene, whether it's a fight scene or whether it's like a scene where like it's like a series where there's like people like talking loud, like, so how do you prep yourself for a particular scene like that?
I think my background in martial arts really helped, prepare me for that, because you're able to focus in the midst of chaos. Um, and because of my background in martial arts, the director in the first episode where if you remember the dodgeball scene where I end up fighting the putty, um, the director asked me to choreograph the fight scene with the stunt guy um, because I knew
Oh,
martial
wow.
arts. So
Nice.
those moves I came up with the stunt guy, just the two of us, and here I am 11 years old, and they're like, hey, you know martial arts, why don't you make it up with him? Um so that was cool, yeah, and it was fun to do that. And then I got to kick something out of either Goldar's hand or Rito's hand in another scene. We tricked them, and I got to do like a spinning hook kick and kick something out of his hand. So that was cool too. And it was fun because I got to demonstrate my knowledge of martial arts.
I mean, when you started Power Rangers, though, like, how many years of experience did you have in martial arts at that point?
I pretty much started learning martial arts as soon as I could walk. My dad would teach me, and so you know, 10 years of experience at that point. Yeah.
So
Gee, your
you were
whole
a
life. Really.
Nice.
so cool though. The fact that you could call yourself a 10-year experienced child actor though, like a 10-year experienced mixed martial artist. When
I
it,
was actually teaching at my dad had a karate studio, and I was one of the instructors at 10 years old, 11 years old. Yeah. And so were my brothers. So we got to do that. And I was, I vividly remember teaching like a 61-year-old man who came in to learn karate.
that's beautiful. It's so beautiful and so kick-ass.
That was cool.
Robbie, your next question?
Hang on. Sorry.
No worries, man.
Uh, do you have any favorite prop or costumes?
Oh, yeah. So the first season, they didn't give us communicators. The second season, we had communicators. So I don't know how many people noticed. Wait, they shrunk into kids at that first season, and their communicators were gone. But the second season, they made them special for us, and I still have it um, to this day. But that one doesn't
I
mean
think
as
I remember
much.
you brought it to one of the cons.
I
Now that
did.
you mentioned it.
Yeah,
No, it's mm,
And then like the white was faded into the green because they just
that was
repainted it.
JDF's
Am I
one,
right?
right?
Am
Yeah.
I right?
yeah. So mine was the smaller version that was built for my wrist, but the prop that means the most, even more than that, is the one that JDF gave me, and that was his communicator. So on my last day of filming, he was walking me to the car, and we were just having a good conversation. He said, "Hey," he turned to me, he said, "Hey, I want to give something to you." He took off his communicator and handed it to me, and I was like, but don't you need that? I mean, he still had filming to do, and he was like, I'll just tell props I lost it. So I was like, are you serious? And yeah, he gave it to me. And so I have it to this day, and it means a lot. And yes, you can see, because at that point he was the White Ranger, but you could see under the white paint his original green paint. So that was his communicator when he was the Green Ranger.
So cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
So
history
cool.
right there. That's so cool.
It is.
So cool.
And we talked about props, so I mean, we can't talk about props without talking about Dan Romano, who is, to me, is the king of props. So, and what I'm leading to that too is, Dan, do you have any white or even like Green Ranger props that you can show us that we can see for not just me and the and co-host, but also Michael Gotto can see?
I got I got the white
Oh,
Ninja
he's
Ranger
got
in my
something.
closet. I can bust that out really quick, or I could get Goldar in the basement here. I'll be right back.
Whatever you can,
Hold
man.
on.
We love your work, man. So I call you Dan the Prop Man.
Dan is the king of props
He
and
is.
cosplay.
He,
Yeah,
he, he I'm sorry, what'd you say, Mr. Gatto?
that display in the background is pretty amazing.
Yeah, seriously.
Rob, I say he's like the Tom Savini of like Power Ranger props.
And dude, just for the record, if you guys follow me on Instagram, I got a picture with this guy, and he's in full Red Ranger gear.
Oh, that is so cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Awesome.
That's so. And you made that, right, Ken?
Yeah,
Looks just like the original.
Oh my
Right.
gosh.
I tried.
We
That's
So nice.
awesome, man.
Thanks.
Wow.
That is very cool.
I'll have to wear it next time I see you.
I don't know if you saw an announcement I made a couple weeks ago, but I'm going to be dressing up in the White Ranger suit at an upcoming convention, well, in November. But you should wear that. We should take a picture together if you go to that convention.
Oh, that would
Oh
be
yeah, I will.
a great picture.
Totally.
Oh, that'd be
dude,
sick.
that'd be a legendary picture right there.
Yes. Mike, will you be attending next year's PMCC?
You know what? I always plan on attending Power Morphicon.
Yes.
I live not too far from Pasadena. It's like, for me, it's like a 40-something minute drive. So I'm always happy to go as long as it works with my schedule and they want to have me.
Oh, that'd be so cool. I got my
Nice.
ticket. My fiance
Me
are
too.
going.
That's awesome.
It's actually part of mine and my fiance's 3-week honeymoon plan in California, Vegas. So I'm just so excited that PMCC is part of the trip.
How is Mel?
She's doing well. Like,
Congratulations.
we're actually doing a lot of wedding prep so far because our wedding is actually literally almost a month from PMCC because our wedding is July 25th of next year. I think PMCC next year is August 28th from the 30th.
Yes.
I'm so happy for you guys.
Thank you. And Mel was asking about you the other day though. I was like, "How's your friend Mike doing?" It's like he's doing well. Like, and I'm not only so proud of this man, but like he's just a wonderful human being. Like, and I told Rob, I said, Rob, Robbie, I think I told this to you. Like how like you appreciate this too because you're a wrestling fan. Like if there could be like a personification of like a babyface wrestler, like in Power Rangers, Michael Gotto would be that babyface, and like a real clean cut superhero babyface. That's what they call the heroes in wrestling, babyface.
Okay.
Yeah. No, yeah, they do. Yeah.
They call they call the villains heels and they call the heroes baby faces.
Baby
That's
faces.
their
Okay.
terms.
Yeah,
You
that's
taught
the
me something.
wrestling terminology.
Got
Yeah.
it. Well,
Like-
thank you. That means a lot.
Anytime. Miss Lee, your next question.
Okay, sort of a two-part question. So number one is how does it feel to be a legend? And can you
There
share
it
any
is.
memorable behind-the-scenes stories or funny incidences from your time on the show?
Hold on, I'm still processing the legend part.
You're a legend.
Yes, we were asking how does it feel to be a legend?
Wow, I've never seen myself that way, but I appreciate.
You are.
Yes, you are, sir.
You
Yes,
are.
you are.
You
You
are.
know what? I thank God for the opportunity that I had to play Tommy, to play Jason David Frank as a kid, and to be a part of this fandom because it is the best fandom in the world. And no Power Ranger actor is anything without the fans. So thank you for that, and I'll go back to you and say, does it feel to be a legend yourself?
Oh,
Humbling.
That I am not.
I'm not a legend, but if I was, I would say it'd be humbling.
I had a lot of good times on the show. I always tell a story about how I would get the giggles a lot, and I always laugh when I'm not supposed to, in times when or in places when it's not appropriate. For some reason, I just get those giggles. So,
Same here.
I've had that.
Yeah,
I do the same
I'm
thing, sir.
similar too. Yeah.
it happened to me a lot on set, but this one scene in particular was like the last scene of the day. Everyone was spent. It was time to go home, but we had to get the shot because we weren't going back to that location again. And we had some dialogue, and I just kept laughing as soon as someone would talk or as soon as I would talk. And the director was getting so frustrated with me. He's like, Michael, you have to pull it together. Like, we have to finish this. They ended up putting it in the bloopers on one of the episodes. So if you take a look, you'll see me just cracking up.
Oh, I gotta rewatch those episodes now.
What
because
you're
of that.
talking about. I think that might be Hog Day Afternoon.
Could be.
But
Because I do remember those end credits where you're cracking up and like you're not stopping.
Yeah.
Every shot of you was laughing.
Yeah.
Mike or anybody in the chat here though, what was the name? Was it Attack of the 60-inch bulk or Attack of the 60-foot bulk? that episode title?
Football.
It was 60 football.
Yeah.
The reason I asked that too was, Michael, you guys went to a water park in that episode. Though. I was curious to know, where was that park located, and was it located in California? That water park.
Actually, that water park was my a childhood water park. I lived 5 minutes from there,
Oh,
and
wow.
they ended up picking that as the water park to film at. So it was like, oh my gosh, I'm home. It's called Raging Waters. It's in San Dimas, California. It and the city of San Dimas may sound familiar because it was in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
That was the same water park from that movie.
What's that?
That was the same water park from Bill and Ted that
Well,
they
same
used,
same city, yeah, San Dimas.
but
San Dimas.
not the same water park.
I don't know about the water park part of it, but yeah, we got to film. The cool thing is, we got to film on the slides and in the water, but then they also, because the park was closed to production, they let us play in the park for a while at the end of the day, and
No
that was
lines, right?
Nice.
Oh man.
No lines, right, Mr.
no
Gotto?
lines, just keep
That's
going,
probably the best.
keep going.
Oh wow. That episode looked like it was so fun. So fun.
It was a lot of fun.
You know what's cool too? Like they made a miniature of one of the water slides when he got big too, which I appreciate those little effects too when they do stuff like when they did because they didn't have to do that, but the fact they created a little miniature of it is pretty
They're-
cool.
They're so talented, so real and raw, and I love that too. I remember that, and the prop masters were amazing. Mark Richardson. I mean, they
Yeah,
were just incredible.
Well,
Mark's cool. He does good work.
I gotta actually do this too, Mr. Gatto, though. Did you ever have any encounters though with Tony Oliver though on the show? Like I believe he voiced what was the name of the Tommy Short Saba?
Saba.
Saba.
You know what? I didn't on the show. I've recently met him at was it Power Morphicon? I think Power Morphicon is where I met him, um, as I recall, for the first time. Now, maybe we met in passing while I was filming 31 years ago, but I don't recall anything in particular. But yeah, it was cool to meet him.
Cool, man. What about Douglas Sloan, the writer?
No, I don't really remember meeting the writers either. They kind of I remember, script supervisors. I remember um, the directors, one of which was, Bulk, Paul
Paul
Shire.
Shire?
Yeah, he was the director of the water park episode. And
Hmm.
He was multitasking in that one. He was starring, directing, and voicing. Like
You're
it's
right.
wild.
Yeah, he did it all, and he did it all so well. He's awesome. He's great. But yeah, I mainly interacted with my castmates and the production crew that was filming, but like the producers, the script writers, and other voice actors didn't really see much.
Interesting. And
What if I may, how was it? I'm blanking on his name, but how was it working with Sam, the guy who played Sam Trueheart?
Sam Trueheart, yeah, no, he was awesome. You know what? I was impressed with how seriously he took our scenes. I remember in between takes, like if he didn't get something down, he was like pacing back and forth, saying his lines, trying to get it just right. And I was like, all right, this guy, he's serious, and he wants this to turn out really well. And so yeah, nice guy. We had a good time filming that.
cool. Did you ever
That's so
did you ever get to work with not work with, but did you ever get to meet Jason's brother Eric?
Of
Eric?
course, yeah. I didn't work with him, but did meet him on set, off set. Unfortunately, did attend his funeral back in 2001. After he passed away, that was tough. Yeah.
And he's a very similar in personality like his brother, right? Like are Jason and Eric like similar in personalities or totally contrast?
No, I think they're pretty similar. I mean, they're their own individual person, but they had some similarities.
Cool.
Yeah.
The next question I have for you too is because there's two major Ranger conventions though. As we all know, it's Ranger Stop and also PMCC. I know for a fact that Rob, Dan, and possibly even Janine and Ann would most likely say like Ranger Stop it was more fan friendly than PMCC. I want to get your opinion too. Like, do you prefer a PMCC or Ranger Stop? Like out of the two?
I don't know that I have a preference. I have fun at every convention that I attend. And I'm being honest about that. It really is because it's an opportunity to connect with the fans in person. Um, I try to engage online as much as possible, but having those personal one-on-one conversations and connections about life in real life is just the best. So I look forward to every convention that I attend.
That's beautiful, sir. And
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to say Power Morphicon is just basically Ring the Stop on steroids. I mean, both very, very similar, very interactive, but obviously Morphicon is the big one where there's just, 200 guests as opposed to maybe 80, 90 that you would get at Ranger Stop.
I say it's the Super Bowl. That's how I describe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good description there, Ian. Absolutely.
I said before, like on LaShawn's episode last night, I said that Morphicon, Ranger Stop, these conventions are very much like, and much like Ann said, it's like the Super Bowl. It's like very much like Woodstock. It's a 3-day event where it's nothing but peace, love, and Rangers. And if you're a villains guy like myself and other fans too, it's also a place for villains as well. Um, the next question is from Janine. Janine, your next question.
Do you have any favorite or fun fan stories that you have experienced at any conventions?
Oh wow, I have a bunch. Well, like Anne and Rob and Petey and Dan, like I have become friends with these people and some of the fans out there who, I get to see at a lot of the
Yep.
conventions, and we keep in touch, and then we hang out. Like when I went to New York, I hung out with Rob and Anne, and PD. I saw you too, but I think that's the best part because it's nice seeing fans when you can, but when you develop that relationship with them, it means even more.
It does. And I said
Yeah, and
before,
I'll just piggyback off that and say that I always last few cons we've had either dinner or breakfast together, and it was just each time was amazing. Always a good time, just shooting the
We
breeze.
we love to
I'm
eat.
like, I love you. We go way back. So
That's right.
Always great hanging out.
It really is. It means a lot too.
it would be so cool if all 6 of us were at PMCC next year, though. It would be nothing more than just to see all 6 of you at next year's Morphicon.
Let's make
Make it
it happen.
happen. I'm trying.
I'm
We're
in.
doing
As
it.
long as I can,
we'll work on it.
get off from work, I will be there.
Put the request in right now.
Yeah, I can't put it in until November, unfortunately.
All right.
Yeah, mine also November. I got to put it in.
Okay.
Mike,
November, I'm definitely planning on that. That's a for sure thing. Because Florida's not that far of a flight, though. I would like to get you to Chicago one of these days, Mike. I mean, it'd be cool.
You
Try
did
some
tell me
deep
that.
dish pizza over here.
I want to try that.
I'm open. I have
Oh,
never
yes.
been. I've never been to Chicago.
Dan, what's the best pizza, a deep dish pizza? Is it the triangle slice or the squares?
Uh, that's a good. I mean, I prefer when it comes to like I don't have deep dish often, but usually it's the triangles. But I mostly just had the square pizza when it comes to it.
Cool stuff, man. Do they have any like specials like at the pizzerias near you where like they do like something called like Star Trek Deep Dish 9 or some kind of cool
Oh,
pizzazed customized
Oh no!
Uh,
Like the place that we got Giordano's by me. I don't think they do anything special like that. But all I know is they got really good pizza. Like that's one of the big places here, Giordano's. They got great pizza.
Oh, I gotta go there. And I got actually another question too, Dan. We're gonna actually like later on though, but because I gotta remember the name of the event though, like the stadium there in Chicago. But we'll get to that. Robbie, your next question.
Okay. How did working on Power Rangers impact both your personal and professional growth and development?
You know, as the young White Ranger, I was the leader of the pack, right? Because Tommy was the leader, and so at a young age, I had to assume like a leadership capacity or role, and that continued into my personal life as I went into college and graduated from college, becoming a teacher and eventually a principal, and now I'm a leader of human resources for my school district. So, um, kind of all started back on the show.
And you just got that promotion to human resources, right?
I got it. This is my 6th year, so time flies.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Oh, wow. I
Congrats.
could have sworn. I knew you were a principal. I thought the human resources thing you just got. Wow. Okay, my mistake.
Yeah, no, time flies when you're having fun.
So cool. And you know what? Someone that's coming from like the education field myself, I've been in the special ed field for 10 years now as a teacher assistant. So I totally praise the work that you do, sir. Like, and it's very rewarding. And God bless you for that.
The work that you do is God's work. So thank you for your service to our kids who need some extra help.
Thank you. I remember like I one time I when I ran into Dan Southwork at Morphicon last year, he asked me, "Well, why don't you do podcasts in like, full time?" And I said, "Well, sir, it's either the hand that interviews them or the hand that helps them." And I chose the hand that helps them.
Oh, that's awesome. Very cool.
Thank you. We have a couple more questions before we wrap up, sir.
Okay.
One of the questions I have for you, and I can't imagine this never happened on set on any kind of production, though, but there's got to be at least one kind of good, prank story, behind the scenes prank backstage. Were there any, like, good prank stories you could share during your time on set of Power Rangers? Like, any of the cast members, like, pulling fun or silly pranks?
I don't know if it was so much a prank, but the Red Alien Ranger, David Bacon, he ended up putting a very neon green curly hair wig, and he put it on set. He was always making jokes and making us laugh, and that I wonder, is that picture in the book, Dan, that you have there? My back behind the
Good
scenes
question.
book. It might be in there if I'm not mistaken, but I also posted it. If it's not, I posted it at one point on my social media. But I vividly remember that one. That was a lot of fun.
Let's see.
It might not be. That's okay.
No,
Um,
I mean, there
I know.
are other pictures. Like, there's you and Raja. I can't tell from behind here, but no, it doesn't look like it's in here.
there's a spread
This
on
is cool, though.
behind the scenes. Yeah, I
That's
got
cool.
to dress up or dress in the red Zeo. That fit a little bit better because I was a year older that time. But that
Is
was
this
really cool.
like?
You know,
Is this the spread you mean?
yeah, that's the page. But did I? No. If you keep going, there's another behind the scenes kind of spread. As you're getting there, I'll share the other story. But yeah,
Mhm.
what was I saying? What was my other story?
Uh,
Uh,
The
Agreed.
the last thing was the wig.
yeah.
Oh no, we were talking about the Zeo suit, and so it was really cool to be the one that found the Zeo crystal that made Tommy the Red Zeo Ranger for the next season, and that was a big shift. I mean, going from Mighty Morphin to a whole new concept, right? A whole new
Hmm.
show.
so basically, you were the catalyst for change from Mighty Morphin to Zeo when you found the red Zeo crystal. So you were the catalyst for the Zeo change.
Right. So all of the young Rangers found their respective Zeo crystals, and in most cases, or in all cases, or most cases, it changed the character's color, um, and launched the next season. Brand new Zeo Ranger.
Favorite season, by
I
the
think
way.
they handled that really well. I mean, it could have gone really rough. I remember, but that's the thing. I remember liking or loving Alien Rangers at the time, and then loving Zeo, because that could have totally could have backfired. But the way they handled it, and the way, like, I think I told you this before in person, Mike, but it was very mature. Alien, like the whole, even though it was 10 episodes, the way your characters were, just the way it was written, it was really mature. Now I think that's like that when I hear people complain about Turbo and Blake being a kid, like nobody ever complains about that with season 3 and Alien Rangers. Like nobody, like that's the one thing that no one talks about. But I think it's because of how you guys acted and the writing and just how everything handled. Because again, it could have been totally backfired, but I think it worked. You know,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
I think it was cool that they chose to write the journey to each character's heritage. That I think made it
Yeah.
very special.
Yeah.
They wouldn't do that nowadays. That it would be seen as cultural appropriation or whatever, and be like, no, it's just like you're trying to learn more about this character's history. You want to like I wouldn't care if they did it Italian. That'd be cool. I'd love to see a deeper dive. We've only had 2 Italians on the show, and one was a monster. So I was like, what the heck, man? We need more Italians on the show. So
Wait, Dan,
I'm with you on that.
Dan, are you counting the pizza monster from Turbo?
yeah, those are the only 2: was Serena Vincent and Mad Mike. So it's like, what the heck, man?
I figured out that question I was going to ask you, by the way, Dan, though. How far are you, since you're in Chicago, how far are you from the Allstate Arena?
I'd say at least maybe an hour or 2 at
Okay.
most, maybe, depending on traffic.
Oh, okay. I was just curious to know because I see a lot of sport events at that venue. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
I have to ask you too, Mike, too, as far as we asked this question to LaShawn last night, though, and I want to get your perspective on it. I want to see if it actually, if you had the same answer she does, though. But can you recall like how they shot the scenes where you all teleported like from like one place to another, like when they did that energy beam where it shows like the white energy beam going up to the command center and then back down to the command center?
Yeah. So you have to they'll tell you to pause at a certain point, and you have to like freeze in your position. Then they cut the camera. Then you have to leave the frame, and then they continue filming, and then you're gone. And then they put the special effects in afterwards. And then when you're dropping in to the new location, they would count us down, and then we'd have to jump a little as if we're coming down. And so they would catch the drop that way.
Oh, okay. And of course, like I said before, and I said this numerous times, I mean it every time I say it though, but you are a wonderful man and an inspirational man and one of the most wisest men I've ever seen though. And with that being said, sir, I was just curious to know if you have any advice that you would want to give to the viewers watching right now.
Yeah. I gave this advice recently, and I think we can all remember that there's always hope, and no matter how difficult life can get, no matter how you might be feeling, and whether it's depression, anxiety, hopelessness, loneliness, know that there's a God that loves you, and fellow human beings who are here to support you. So don't ever give up, and keep pressing on.
Beautiful words, sir. And we're gonna wrap up soon though. We're getting to our final comments from the co-host before I say my piece though. We're gonna go around the room, and I always believe I'm old fashioned, so I'm gonna say ladies first, and I'm gonna say Miss Lee, your final comments for Mr. Gatto.
I just want to say thank you. This was fun, and let's do this again, but definitely more cons. I want to see you, Ranger Stop and PMC. This was
Awesome.
fun. Thank you for having me on, Pete.
Anytime. You're always welcome anytime. Just like Dan
Thank
is,
you.
just like Rob, just like Janine, you're always welcome.
And thank you. And you have an awesome display back there too.
Oh, thank you, turtles.
I love it.
Thank you.
Uh, Miss Higuchi, your final comments.
It was nice to meet you.
You as well.
Hope to see you at more conventions and meet you in person.
That'd be awesome.
Can't wait to see you at PMC this year, or this next coming year.
Let's do it.
Cool stuff. Mr. Romano, your final comments.
Mike, always a pleasure seeing and hanging with you. And I'm gonna bring this with me at Ranger Stop in November when I see you. So it'll be all kinds of glorious. But I love you, brother, and just thanks for having me on, Pete. And again, can't wait to see you in November, Mike.
Love you too, Dan. Thanks so much.
Always a pleasure to have you, Dan. You're welcome anytime. Rob, your final comments for Mr. Gotto.
All right. Well, Mike, always a pleasure to see you. Thanks for coming on. Hopefully you'll be out in New York sometime soon, but at the moment, definitely looking forward to spend some time together in Orlando. Like I said, it's always good to see you and meet up and have some fun.
Always love when you're there, and appreciate the time we get to spend together. Thanks, bud.
Awesome stuff. I'm going to say my final piece, though. Before I do, though, I'm going to give my final question. And Mike, you've been on the show before, so you know where this is going to go. And that is, what is next for Michael Gotto? Now, this part you're very familiar with. I'm going to pass you the proverbial microphone. You can say anything you want, sir. The floor is yours. I'm passing the proverbial microphone onto you.
Wow. The next step is just to continue to live life and be in the moment and be present wherever I am with whoever I'm with. And there's not much more than that.
I love that.
I love that.
It is. I'm going to say my final piece, too.
Okay.
And I don't have a co-host on yet. I say this jokingly, so it's not serious. I don't have a co-host that's gonna make me feel like I'm gonna be a broken record when I say this, though. And I'm gonna say this, Mr. Gatto. You have this incredible gift that you could take a 35-year-old fan like moi over here and bring him way down here and make him feel like that kid watching Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers back in 1995.
Oh,
All true. I'm a huge fan of your work, and ever since I was 5 years old, and it's proven when I made this actually for you recently, and that is the ultimate best of Michael Gotto, in which that has every single scene that you have done on Alien Rangers. It's an hour of literally just all your scenes.
I know. I saw that, and I appreciate that, Petey. That means a lot. That was so cool.
Anytime, sir. We're going to conclude soon. I'm going to give you a copy of this interview. It's going to be up today. Pardon me, tonight. As I promised, I want to thank everyone for coming on, for co-hosting. Dan, it was so cool to see you back. Hope to see you again more in the future. Mike, one last thing before we go, and I feel like you deserve this, and that is thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael. It was
Thank
such
you
a
guys.
fun night.
Thank
You have
you
a
guys so
wonderful
much.
night. Have an awesome night, everybody.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.